Hello and welcome to the Beer Temple. I am Chris Quinn and I'm feeling pretty good today. Back from a trip to the West Coast. Visited a whole bunch of really fun breweries. We're gonna have a bunch of stuff hopefully fairly soon for you guys. Knowing me, I will be putting this up summer of 2016, so look for it then. Just a little humor about how long it takes me to put up some of these shows. Yeah, so just had a really fun trip. I enjoy getting out and seeing what's going on. Went out to LA for the Shelton Festival and also headed down to San Diego. Got to check out a bunch of really fun breweries in one of the best beer cities in the country without a doubt, and a place that I personally really love to get to as often as possible. And for the first time, I got to actually visit the producer of one of my favorite beers in the entire world, which is Alpine Beer Company, and specifically the Nelson Rye IPA, which I've had on the show before, but I've not had these two beers on, which is the Pure Hoppiness and the Exponential Hoppiness from them. So I figured it would be fun to kind of taste out these beers. I do have my snifter because all of these glasses, there's something going on with it where it smells fine. As soon as liquid hits it, boom, all I smell is dish detergent, this chalky, dry dish detergent, even though I use liquid detergent, and it's driving me absolutely insane. How to fix it? You'd think something like that would be easy to fix. You obviously don't know me and how incompetent I am in all things. Is that even considered mechanical? I mean, I'm so pathetic that I will call it mechanical. So anyway, Alpine Beer Company, tiny little brewery in Alpine, California, in San Diego County. Another thing that's very odd to me coming from the East Coast is, they talk about LA being huge and San Diego is quite big as well. The downtown city areas of both cities are small-ish in comparison with these massive counties that encompass multiple cities like Escondido and Alpine in San Diego, Temecula, a whole bunch. So anyway, not really important at all, but Alpine is in San Diego, and a tiny little place, really kind of interesting little Alpine town. It's funny, every single thing in that town I think was called Alpine. Alpine Beer Company, Alpine Tire Repair, Alpine Daycare, Alpine Barbershop, Alpine this, Alpine that. So not the most creative name given the surroundings, but great beer, and it is a really nice kind of mountainous area, and they are known for making some really awesome beers. Interesting, they were just bought out by Green Flash Brewing. I've got a beer delivery. I'm going to start hearing a knock on that door and I will ignore it. They were just bought out by Green Flash Brewing, and I was there with Michael Kaiser from the blog Good Beer Hunting the day after the announcement. We tried to set up a meeting with the owner, but I'm sure he was getting inundated. Yeah, right, he was just ignoring us. But no mention from anybody sitting at the bar that I heard anyway, or working at the bar, about this huge news in the craft beer game. Thought that was kind of interesting, but let's get down to the beer. Pure Hoppiness. Big IPA, hopped multiple different ways. They do, early editions for bittering. They do late edition. They have a hop back, which is a traditional English vessel, basically for adding hop character, but also filtration. They actually take this big box, more or less, and fill it with whole cone hops. It has to be whole cone hops, and they actually then more or less pass the beer through it to strain it, but also it strips out a lot of the essential oils, the volatile oils from the hop plant, hop flower, and impart it into the beer. And then they also dry hop it. Man, and you are getting a lot. First of all, it's jumping out at you. You're getting a little bit of a malt presence, but much more of what I would call resin dank qualities. A little bit of that vegetal onion, just a hint. Some fruit as well. And it's bordering on like really like citrus nectar type thing. Maybe some like nectarine. Yeah, like nectarine, or like the greens that maybe, if you pick a nectarine and there's still some greens on it, you know, and maybe some of that wood. Wonderful smelling beer. Very smooth, very clean. Just a little bit of a biscuity note to it, a little bit of a bready toast. And all of that is on top of this, you know, a little pine, little wood, lots of fruit, little green, little onion, and then it finishes, you know, at first very clean, and then the bite, the hop bitterness, slowly, very gradually grows. Interesting beer, very drinkable. Just an awesome West Coast double IPA or IPA. Yeah, is it a double IPA? Just IPA, it says. So awesome, awesome beer, pure hoppiness. I mean, truly a world-class IPA. This is awesome. Oh, 8% it says, so right on the border, but you know, double IPA territory, I would say for sure. Especially that West Coast style double IPA. All right, so now a beer I have never had before. This is the Exponential Hoppiness. I just picked these up from Alpine. It happened to be on sale the day I was there. So this beer has now been kept cold since I bought it, more or less, and it's about a week old now. Yeah, a week old, so very, very fresh. Well, bought a week ago from the brewery, presumably fairly fresh. Exponential Hoppiness is what they would call a triple IPA, and it seems like that it gets the name Exponential Hoppiness because their kettle additions, you know, the hop additions that are used during the beer process, the brewing process, as they add them, they add exponentially more every time. So they add a certain amount, then they double it the next edition, and then they double that for the next edition. Then they also put it through that hop back, then they dry hop it, and then they put in, they basically, I guess, make a tea or tea bag it or something with a whole bunch of hops and some oak chips, which I found interesting as well. So kind of steep. Yeah, they do a steep as well. A little bit darker, a little more hazy, but still quite clear. Nice head to it, tiny little fine bubbles of foam. And it's funny, I am getting a woodiness. I'm getting more of a resiny wood flavor. I'm getting much more floral, a little rose water, maybe a little bit of higher alcohol. This is 11%. Certainly some rosy floral notes. Yeah, like this woody, like bark almost, and floral note, not nearly the pine prominence or the fruitiness as well. Maybe as it warms up it'll, let me see how much time do I got. Yeah, I'm all right. Interesting. As I smell, I take bigger breaths, and as it warms up a little bit, the floral note is becoming a little bit less rose water, a little more of like an orange blossom thing. Full mouthfeel, like a barley wine. It definitely has like a woody, mouth-coating hoppiness to it. A little bit of almost like a cocoa powder thing as well. And it reminds me of like a 120, even though it's not nearly that high in alcohol. It has some of those higher alcohol notes. It has that massive mouthfeel. There's obviously a lot of residual sugar in here, which imparts that mouthfeel. The bitterness is, I think, deceptive because of all that sweetness, but as I'm talking now, it's lingering and growing and growing. Yeah, I would definitely put this in the Devil Dancer, even 120 realm. Not quite 120, but you're starting to get there. This almost American IPA is becoming an American barley wine. For those lovers of those over-the-top, big, huge double IPAs, triple IPAs, kind of what these guys are calling it, certainly good. I mean, the mouthfeel is massive on this. And that wood and floral note is a really kind of interesting combination as well. Not exactly what I was expecting. Like I said, I was going into this fairly blind. You know, I'd heard about it, but I hadn't heard really specific things about this beer. I do think that it would probably age fairly well, but really fun beers for both of these guys. And I think they're definitely worth a try if either of those descriptions sounded somewhat interesting to you. Both huge in their own way, and it's kind of cool. It's a little different than what I had known Alpine for, you know, previous to going there. I had known them for just these super dried out, maybe a little bit of sweetness, but not a lot of caramel malt, like the pale malt sweetness, and just massively hopped. Yeah, man, interesting. This like sweet cocoa and like caramel, almost like butterscotch, but not diacetyl. Interesting stuff going on there, so cool. I am certainly, though, that said, gonna end with this one because I just thought this was so awesome. In my little snifter, and not my infuriating tasting glasses. Guys, thank you so much. Look out for more shows on the reg. We're gonna try to make that a thing. And as always, thank you for all the comments. Keep them coming. I love hearing from you guys. I really do. I love reading every single review that you guys do. It makes me feel warm inside. Mic there. So yeah, guys, go and enjoy some nice hoppy IPAs or some triple IPAs. Thanks as always for watching. And until next time, I've got some great beer to drink, and I hope that you do too. Cheers.